One of the largest floor plans with Perry Homes has 12 windows in the living room and 2 rooms upstairs. So many of my clients tell me they have to have, and they are massive in this plan, including the backyard, which is also large. Stick with me for a great home tour. Now, this is the 4931 plan built by Perry Homes. This home has 5 bedrooms, 4 full bathrooms, 2 half bathrooms, a 4-car garage, and is for sale at just under $1.25 million here in Santa Rita Ranch, a community in Liberty Hill, Texas. Now, I've had a client actually close on this exact same floor plan in this community. So I'm gonna give you their perspective of what they saw that they absolutely had to have in this plan. And I'm gonna compare that to another plan that we were seriously considering so you understand the mindset of buyers in this current market and really what they're looking for. Now, like usual, we're gonna go right out to the main living area. I'm gonna show you that kitchen in detail, and we're gonna go room by room in this plan to show you as many details as possible. We're also gonna talk about a new section that's coming up here in Santa Rita Ranch that has 50, 60, and 70-foot wide lots where you can build these open concept plans with Perry Homes. Now, my name is Rod Sahu. I'm a realtor here in Austin, Texas, and I've represented clients with 21 different builders. I've had dozens of clients close in communities like this, including many here in Santa Rita Ranch. Some on these big 90-foot wide lots that are here in Santa Rita, some on smaller lots, 70-foot wide, 60-foot wide, even 50 and 45-foot wide. So I'm gonna go through the differences between all of these later on in the video, and then stick with me. I'm gonna show you some of those lots that are currently available at the time I'm recording this video. Now, what my clients tell me they love about kitchens like this is the 6-burner gas stove top, the backsplash is very neutral, and then these designer vent hoods with Perry Homes. Many of my clients do a contrast in colors in their kitchen just to have some sort of cool design feature in these kitchens. And that contrast in colors is really the cabinets. As you can tell, and I've kind of mentioned this in previous videos too, browns are coming back. You see the browns behind me in the exterior cabinets. You have like this gray, or I would say like a dark gray color on the kitchen island, and then these beautiful pendant lights above the kitchen island. Now, it's not as easy to see in my video unless I zoom in like this, but what I like about this kitchen, and it's subtle, are these veins running through the kitchen countertop. You can see them more here in person, but what I love about this is that color on the exterior cabinets really pull the veins out in that kitchen island. Now, wait until we get out to the backyard, and there is so much to see inside this home. On the first floor alone, we have one of the biggest studies I've seen in plans in this home, in homes like this. And then also, we have 2 bedrooms downstairs, so I can't wait for you to see the primary bathroom. We also have a double kitchen oven here. What do you think about this double oven? Some people tell me, I'm like 5'8", that this microwave is too high, that when they're 5 foot, grandma or mother is taking out soup from the microwave, it's too high up. Let me know what you think about this. I don't know what 5 feet would look like, maybe here. But you know, 5 foot, it's kind of like right at I'm 5'8", I'm like right at the eye level of this profile. So 8 inches below that, that's tough. And my wife, I think, is 5'2", so I'm even thinking for her that might be a little bit tough. Let me know what you think about that. One of my clients brought that up as a concern when they were doing that double oven. But I've also had clients build the 4198 plan with Perry in this community. I've had another client build the 3917 plan from scratch. And so I've had a lot of experience kind of going through this process. So I'm gonna go through some of the things that I'm seeing in this home that I like, maybe some of the things that I see people make mistakes in. Now, this is not a mistake. This is a very cool laundry tile. I do feel like this is a point of contention, especially when I work with couples that are building these homes, which is pretty much almost all my clients. And I always get one spouse that says, we are not paying for that. And then the other spouse says, if we're not paying for that, you better do the laundry. And then that settles the argument. They get the tile every time, they pay for the upgrade every time. And I'm talking about this tile. Take a look at that. I think that's super cool. I tend to just side with whoever wants to tile because I know if they're doing laundry, they're probably gonna win that argument almost every single time. Now, there's a butler's pantry in here, there's a powder bath in there, there's a 4-car garage in here where they did epoxy flooring. But I wanna get out to the main living area, and I'll get back to these areas to show it to you a little bit more in detail. But what I wanted to show you there was that utility room, which I thought was unique, where a lot of builders kind of skimp on those things like the tertiary rooms, but I think in the 90-foot wide section, these are the details that I think matter, especially when you're buying around this price point. This also matters. A living room that has a very cool design piece like this fireplace, but also functional items like this outlet in the floor, which is great for recliners or really anything you want to plug in there, phone chargers. Some of my clients tell me they work from home, they work at Amazon or Apple, and sometimes just they have some work they have to do on their laptop. It's nice to just get out in an open room away from their study that they've been in all day. But what everybody always says, regardless of where you want to work, it's all about windows and natural light. And I think this is the perfect timing. It's a cloudy day, but now you're starting to see the sun peek out from the clouds. Take a look at all these windows one more time. This is incredible. And if you can imagine, instead of grass out there, like a beautiful pool in that area, a fountain in the back, that's a cool design piece. There's so much that you can do back there. There's so much potential, or you could just leave it as is. My wife and I love playing sports with our kids. Our kids are 3 and 1, so that's not like we're playing, full contact sports here. But I love just kicking around a soccer ball with my daughter and my son. And when I see that backyard, I just imagine them coming back from school and just running back there and loving it, having friends come over. And it's such a dream builder when you see big backyards like this. Now, this is also a great dream builder, which is the primary bedroom where Perry did a double tray ceiling. You see that same upgraded flooring throughout this primary bedroom as well. I'm going to take a look at that ceiling height one more time. This space feels massive. And when I think of spaces like this, I see the backyard. That's huge. I just think that this is the continuation of that dream builder. And you're going to see what I mean here in the primary bathroom. When I see spaces like this looks like a dream home. Sometimes Austin does get a lot of criticism for being relatively expensive. And that's why people come out to areas like this. Liberty Hill, Texas, where you're still relatively close by to the growth that's here, meaning you've seen a lot of expansion just south of this community where they put in a grocery store. Now they have Torchy's Tacos, they have multiple restaurants. Now there's multiple shopping centers going in right around this community that are practically 5 minutes away. But once upon a time, they weren't here, and people went out to these areas because of homes like this. Like, take a look at this design one more time, where you have the veins running through the tile, and it goes up into the backsplash around the freestanding tub. Actually had a client build the 3917 plan, and what they did is they did tile with veins running through it, and then it went up into the tile in the walk-in shower. So it looked like it was a continuation from the floor into the walk-in shower. I thought it looked so cool. And if you want to walk through of their home, just reach out to me, or I have it on my YouTube as the 3917 plan with Perry Homes. And if you search 3917 and my full name, Raj Sahu, it should show up on YouTube as well. Or I'll just link it up in the description of this video. Now, also from a functional standpoint here in the primary bathroom, you have 2 closets. I like how they have some built-ins in here on the right side. If you like built-ins, most builders will not do it for you unless it's like a custom home builder, but there are plenty of closet companies that can do this. I've had just a client do this a couple months ago after they closed on their home. And you just want to make sure with the builder that you don't get the rods and the shelves, because that can actually get fairly costly, because they got to take down all the rods and shelves, and then they got to repair the drywall, which can be very, very annoying. But getting back to what I was mentioning about this community is people would come out to these areas because of the affordability, right? That their dollar went further in Santa Rita Ranch. They also got all of the amenities that are in Santa Rita that I'll cover here in a second. But you also have homes like this that feel very open concept and get them the space that they really want to. But the beauty of this area now is, like I mentioned, there are a lot of shops and stores that have come around this area. Also, Costco and Target just announced that they're going to be coming to Liberty Hill, Texas. I think that will be about 10, maybe 12 minutes away from this community, depending on how congested the roadways will be. You know, they are building a lot of homes in this area, so that is a concern that I'll talk about a little bit later. But there are so many things going on in Liberty Hill, Texas, and to get homes like this now, and everything's close by, what a lot of my clients tell me is they say it's the perfect combination. But you tell me, what do you think of this home so far? What I want to get to next is I'm going to head to the backyard in a second, but I want to show this second bedroom downstairs, which is great if you have parents staying with you on the first floor. And what a lot of my clients tell me is when they want more space, it's usually because it's multi-generational living, right? They might be having kids, or maybe they just had a kid. They're struggling with finding space. A lot of my clients reach out to me out of state. I mention it often. They're in California, they're in Seattle, they are in one of the northeast part of the United States. They're tired of the snow there, or in Seattle, they tell me they're tired of the rain. They love the beauty that's there, they love the vibe, but they can't do the gray or the rain anymore. And in California, it's just affordability and taxes, right? The taxes are high, the lack of affordability is real. And so a lot of those people look at homes like this and they say, well, our parents could stay here on the first floor, or somebody elderly, maybe it's grandparents staying with you on the first floor, and they can avoid going up and down the steps, and they still have their own private area. They get a walk-in closet like that. They get great windows off the back of the home. Now, when I say private, this bedroom looks out to the backyard, and then we are also on the opposite side of the primary bedroom. And then we're also on the opposite side of the study. So if you work from home, or we're on the opposite side of the dining room, you still get a lot of great privacy. And I think that's difficult to do in some of these open concept homes. You also rarely have space for a second stairwell, but you do right there, which is really nice, especially if you have a lot of people in your house. It's a 5-bedroom home. So for a lot of my clients that tell me they have kids, they want them to go up and down the steps, but they don't want to hear them all the time. And you're going to see the study is right next to that grand entrance where the other side of the steps are. So it's kind of nice, especially when your kids are like running up and down the steps, that they have their own space to do that, their own stairwell. They can go right from the backyard to the upstairs, where you're going to see 2 very large rooms that so many of my clients tell me they want to have. Some of my clients tell me they want to have this as well, usable backyard space. I have a lot of clients that look at places that have great topography, and I'll actually talk about one of those areas here in Santa Rita. But for so many people that want topography, they also want backyard space, and sometimes those don't coexist, right? If you're on a slope and your lot's going down like that, the problem, you get this beautiful view, but the problem is you have no usable backyard space. And that's always a very difficult compromise, especially that people that want views. But a lot of people tell me they just want privacy behind their home. And for what most people can't imagine here is if you just plant landscaping back here, this can grow out to be beautiful greenery. And now all of a sudden, you're not backing up to a green belt, but you have your own green belt in your backyard, and you've got plenty of space to do that in. You also have this huge backyard patio that doesn't encroach on that backyard space because it's so big. You also see that huge patio space right here that's also well lit. Hey, real quick, this is a lot that's currently available at the time I'm recording this video. I know it looks like it's just a bunch of dirt, but look at the length of this lot right next to this home that sold recently. Right now, there aren't many lots on this street of 90 full wide lots here in Santa Rita Ranch. And so if you're looking at lots right now, reach out to me. I got a lot of lots like this that I think are unique that you could be interested in. Back to the video. Now, I believe that is going to be a gas stub out over there. Yes, so that would be great for a grill. Also, I've had some of my clients build like this side an outdoor kitchen area. Obviously, you can't really have a sink if you don't have water going out there. You could run your own water, but that's always difficult to do. Most of my clients, if they really want that outdoor kitchen sink area, they should get the pre-plumb with the builder for that. And these are some of the upgrades that I always tell people, if you want it, then it's best to do it when you're building from scratch. You don't want to do that after closing. Some things you want to do after closing, and I'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. What I want to show you next is going to be the dining room and the study, and also come back to this grand entrance. I don't even have the lights on up there, but it doesn't matter. Even on a cloudy day, there is so much natural light coming in here. I don't think you need to have the lights on, which is fantastic. Now, there is a lot of construction going on this street right now, but a lot of the homes have sold, other than some of these homes that are completed. And the advantage of that is, instead of having a ton of construction around you while you're in the home, you still have, when you have all these homes that are completed, they really just need buyers, but there's not many people coming in and out of these homes because they're already completed. Now, right here, we have a study with 3 windows. You got a lot of great natural light coming in off the front of this home. And what I'll tell people is, when you have your study in here, try to imagine where you would have your desk, because some people want to have a floor outlet. They didn't do that here because on a lot of these homes that are already being built by the builder, they don't want to put a floor outlet where somebody would be maybe a little bit more particular on where it would be. And so when you're building from scratch, this is the advantage of building. You can choose where that goes. You also have great natural light coming in here in the dining room. And then I showed this light fixture because so many people tell me they want to pick their light fixtures, but it's usually because they look at builder light fixtures and they don't like them. But I think a lot of my clients at Perry like the fixtures that are in here. Let me know what you think about that. That is easy to take out and exchange, especially with that ceiling height not being extremely high like if they are in a grand entrance. But when they are high, that's when a third-party company, if you're going to change out your light fixtures, they got to bring in scaffolding, and it can be a little bit more expensive than you thought, especially depending on the size of the chandelier. This is going to be the powder bathroom. We took a look at the butler's pantry, like the lighting that's here. We already looked at the utility room. What I did want to just show you and briefly pop in, and stick with me, we're going to go upstairs next. I'm going to show you those 2 big rooms. But we do have a 3-bay garage and an extra tandem space. So what they have it listed as is a 4-car garage. That's a water softener loop. You have a couple water heaters. Those are tankless water heaters on that side. At this square footage, we're just under 5,000 square feet. We have definitely a need for 2 tankless water heaters for sure. There's multiple bathrooms in here, 4 full bathrooms, 2 half baths. So that would be a good time to have water heaters. Now, we're gonna take a look at the upstairs. I can't wait for you to see the game room where we're gonna start. And then there's a room that so many people tell me they want that we're gonna get to after the game room. But I wanna hone in first on this landing. What I love about this landing is right when you get to the front, the top of the stairwell, you really can see everything within the home. It's so open concept. You get 12 windows off that back wall, but as I turn around here, take a look at the windows above the front door. There's so much natural light coming in, and I think in this position of the house, it's nice to feel like you have access to the entire space. When people tell me they want an open concept home, I really think of this landing on this plan. It's so well done. But what I think taking a step further here is going back to what we talked about. Open concept is great, but you also want to have a certain amount of rooms in the home that still give you privacy. And what I like about this game room is they did put 2 openings here and here down to the living room, but most of it's drywall. So you still get a lot of great privacy in this massive game room. And by the way, if you want dimensions, I never want to put those in my videos because if they do change these plans over time, sometimes the builder might ask me to, it's never happened, but they can ask me to take it down, and that's really annoying. So that's why I don't want to give dimensions. But if you want those dimensions, just reach out to me. Also, if you want lots to build on, you want to know what lots are coming up over there, I'm constantly walking those areas, even when there's dirt roads, to try to see what's the newest greenbelt lot that's coming up. So if you want access to those lots, I have a weekly newsletter where I put out 1 or 2 lots a week, and show you what's coming up in various communities. And then if you want full access of that, reach out to me, talk to my team. My team and I always are looking at options that are coming up months from now, because that's what most people are not going to talk about. Most people are going to try to sell you on what's available right now. But when I'm buying an inventory home, or if I'm buying my forever home, or really any home, these are all big purchases, I want to know the options that are coming up 2 months from now and 4 months from now and everything. And so that's the type of information we love giving our clients. We also love showing them rooms like this. This is the media room that I was telling you about earlier that so many people want. Great big media rooms where they can have a theater experience. Theater experience meaning, you see those white caps there? Those are pre-wiring for speakers. So you can put speakers in here. There's already pre-wiring done. I like how Perry did put windows back here. Sometimes people don't want a full theater experience and they're not going to use a projector and all that stuff. So it's nice to have natural light in here. If you wanted the space to feel a little bit darker, you can always black out those windows. You can paint the walls dark. I've had multiple clients here in Santa Rita paint their walls dark in the media room because they tell me that they're here at night, and so they want it to feel a little bit more calm. They also tell me their kids, when they have friends over, they want to have a separate bathroom. They don't want those kids always going in and out of bathrooms and bedrooms. And so it's nice to have that second half bathroom here, which is fantastic. But getting back to that media room, what so many people tell me they want to have, and we'll cover that here in the media room. I'll also talk a little bit more about the community Santa Rita Ranch compared to other communities that are out there. But so many people tell me media room, they would prefer to have it on the first floor. Otherwise, they don't use it as much. On the second floor, they feel like they don't get as much usage because if the kids are sleeping, they want to watch a late night movie, it's difficult to do that upstairs when their kids are sleeping in one of the bedrooms. But what I like about this area or this specific plan is that media room is pretty much private from all the bedrooms that are here. And this is a good look at the 90-foot wide lot street that's here. You got a home being built right across the street. You also have an open lot. Hey, real quick, this is the newest section in Santa Rita Ranch called El Dorado, and I think it really captures the beauty that's here in Liberty Hill, Texas. Not many people know, it's not all flat out here. There is some good topography, and my clients are really taking advantage of that in communities like this, Santa Rita Ranch, and in new sections like this. And so if you like view lots, I had some of my clients, they knew about these lots that had amazing views when this was a dirt road. Even when this section was coming out months from now, they knew about this section. And so if you want to know more about sections like this that have great topography, great views, and you can build a forever home on it, keep watching. Back to the video. Functionality, I think, is everything in these homes, especially when you can build from scratch. There's just so many options. And I'm seeing some floor plans with builders that really didn't make any sense. They sold a lot of them during the pandemic when the market was hot. But now those floor plans, when people try to resell them after they've lived in them for 2 to 3 years, those homes sit for a while. And it's one of the biggest mistakes that I see with people is they just see a plan and they think, well, that builder's good. The other plan is maybe more expensive, or the other plan's not on a great lot. And then they buy a subpar plan thinking it's going to be okay. Then they try to resell that plan and it just sits on market. And that's not when I say it sits on market, obviously when the market's not good, homes will sit on the market. That's always going to be the case. They're going to sit longer on average. But you'd be so surprised at how many times I've seen a home sell at like 1.2 million. And then my client bought at 1.2 million, but my client bought one of the most popular floor plans that I think was underrated. It's very sellable. And my client's home, when they go to resell it, will sell significantly faster and at a higher price. And it's not because they put so much more in design upgrades or anything like that. A lot of times it's just the flow of the plan. And I always thought when I got into real estate that was just marketing. Like the flow of the plan, does that really matter? Does design really matter? And after walking hundreds and hundreds of homes with clients, working with 100+ clients that have reached out to me through YouTube, I know what people want, and I can tell you it makes a massive difference when you see some of these homes that are well designed, that have a great flow. And I try to feature as many homes as possible. I'm not going to tell you negative things in these public-facing videos, but I do share pros and cons with all my clients, and my team always is talking about cons. We're not going to try to convince you not to buy a home, but we always feel like our job is to tell you all the reasons maybe that are bad about a plan that you're not thinking about, and it's because nobody's talking about it. Nobody talks about the negative, and that's one of the things that we try to pride ourselves on doing, so you get all the information before making a buying decision. Now, obviously, in these plans, the balcony here is it's more or less a faux balcony. It's fake. It's just made for the aesthetics on the outside of the home. It really adds to that curb appeal. And then we have another full bathroom here. And really what I want to get to is Santa Rita Ranch compared to the other areas of the Austin metro. A lot of people ask me, because I'm a realtor, what's the market like? And my answer is always the same. There is no Austin market. Yes, I can give you general averages of the Austin market, but those averages include downtown condos, they include new construction on the outskirts of Austin, they include 40, 50-year-old homes, they include starter homes, they include forever homes, they include such a wide range. It's impossible to tell you what the general market is going to do and how that affects this specific home. I think you really need to look at the submarket. The submarket is so important, especially in markets like this. By the way, this is one of those things that happens at the end of construction. A door might ghost and just start moving on its own, which you see here. One of those things I got to point out, because these are some of the things that we try to eliminate before closing on a home and get the builder to take care of it. But getting back to the point, right now the submarket is so different. And in Santa Rita, there is a lot of inventory. And then a lot of people say, should I buy now? Should I wait? And the question is what do you want? If you're looking for a good price on a home, you're looking at homes like this that are completed, well, then I can tell you at the time I'm recording this video, there are a lot of homes on this street that are available. And if you're looking for a good price in the home and this fits what you're looking for, it could be a good opportunity for you. But the real question is what are the best options for you? And that's what I try to drive home with everybody, is I want to get all those options to you so you can make a better decision. Even options that are going to be coming up in 3 months or 5 months or 6 months, I want to get them out to you so you know what's at least coming up so you can make a much better decision on what to buy. So that's going to be on my newsletter. It's the website at the top of the description of this video. Feel free to sign up for that newsletter, and weekly I'm going to send you great lots that you can build on and homes that you may not be seeing on the market because they are off market. Also, if you want an unbiased perspective on your best options, you want somebody who's been around a ton of new construction, reach out to me. I'll connect you with my team, and my team and I can definitely help you. Shoot me a text message on the number at the bottom of this video, and just go ahead and shoot me a text introducing yourself, and I'd be happy to talk with you further and get to know what you want. Finally, if you want to see another home that's here in Santa Rita, go ahead and click right here. And as always, I hope this helps. Take care, everyone.